All right, good morning. It's really, really early, and this is my first day of orientation. Well, yesterday was orientation, so today will be the day that we're going to get uniform fitted, do some paperwork, and I decided to wear my little heels. So whatever dress or outfit, I can see what I'm going to look like with the little heel. Our heel is not supposed to be any more than 3 inches. And I just did like a little polka dotted black and white. And this is my blouse. So I'm going to go on down. We have to get ready for the shuttle. And you want to be ahead of time. You don't want to hold anybody up and you don't want to be late. Grab some breakfast and get ready for the day. So everybody have a good day. I'll come back later and share just how this first day actually went. I hope I look fine. I hope I really look fine. All right. Hey guys. Hey, it is Patricia. Thank you for joining my channel, Island Takeover. And I want to share with you all what my very first official day of training has been like. Yesterday was my meet and greet, and today was the official training start day. So I have a little checklist. I have my little binder, which I wrote down some things so I can kind of stay on track and not be all over the place. I hope everybody has had a great day. I actually just woke up from a 4-hour nap, and one of the very first things I want to talk about is getting adjusted to a different time zone. If you travel to flight attendant training and you go to another state that the time is totally different from your time, and you just have some adjusting as the days carry on. So let me grab my little handy glasses. I literally just woke up probably about 30 minutes ago. Checked in on my family, give them an update, and I need to do some studying. So that's kind of at the end of my list. So again, time adjustment. You have to get yourself plenty of rest so you can be adjusted for the time change, because punctuality is very, very important. I had to learn how to reset. I took my watch off, but I had to learn how to reset my digital watch so I will be current with our time. We get different breaks. Often we get like a 10-minute break, and you have to be back on time. And you know, if the time says be back at 12:05 and you arrive at 12:05, you want to move away from coming right back at that time. So typically, many of us would come back prior to like 12:02, 12:03, or maybe 5 minutes before. So understanding the time adjustments and being on time. Secondly, which this was very important, one of the instructors explained to us that letting our family know that during this time it's very crucial to not have any distractions from family and friend. Move away from thinking about checking your phone every 5 minutes, where you're just so locked to your phone, your phone, your phone. They said that yes, you've just arrived and this is day one, but you know, try to wean yourself off of your phone so that way it won't prevent you from, you know, being able to focus. And when you think about it, when you're in flight, your phone is typically off or in airplane mode, and you could be in air for hours and hours on. And what can you do? You can't respond to individuals. So get your family and friends understanding that you are not available. If the house ain't burning down, or it's, you know, something 911 emergency, some things just have to be held off for a while. Third thing is we did necessary paperwork, like new hire information, how so you can get paid, fingerprinting, drug testing. Those things are very, very important, especially drug testing, alcohol testing, because, you know, safety guidelines. And I'm being mindful of what I say because, you know, a lot of information is proprietary. So I'm going to be speaking in general terms where you all understand just some basic things that if you were with the airlines or with maybe another company, the priorities of things that need to be done and taken care of. Number four, I have rules. Again, being punctual. Because think about it, if you are always late and you're running, running to the flight and you're running late, you have hundreds of people on board, and they cannot hold up a flight for you when people are trying to make it to a funeral or their job in another state. And everyone else is very good and organized with their time. They made it here 2 hours early. When I say they here to the airport 2 hours early, go to through TSA check, and here you come 5 minutes late holding up. It throws everyone's day off. So with that, a lot of times we are seeking opportunities, but we have to say, are we ready for the opportunity? How organized are you? Are you punctual, or does someone always have to let you know, like, hey, kick it in gear? The one thing that I will say, being a referee, basketball referee, has helped me is that you cannot show up on the court if the game started at 9 o'clock. You just can't pop in at 9 o'clock talking about running in with your whistle. You want to be courtside way in advance so you can know who your partner is. Same with the flight crew. You want to be early. Right now, we're not at that point, but you want to show up early so you're not holding anyone up for everything that you need that needs to be taught for the day. The fifth thing is paying attention to details. So the reason you want to pay attention to details is it's the small details is where you find information. So you want to be listening. You don't want to be talking to your neighbor. You know how they say in church, look to the left and to your right to tell your neighbor something. Well, you want to be listening to the instructor because it's very detailed. You don't want to do your own thing. If there is information, let's say like my binder, there's information being given and they're on page one, you don't want to be 15, 20 pages ahead. Detail is so, so, so important. The one thing about being a part of a flight crew, you are pretty independent. You have the pilot, the co-pilot, and then you have whoever the flight attendants are. And so you are kind of basically on your own in the sky. So you need to know how to pay attention to detail, not just for yourself and the flight crew, but for the safety of your passengers. They want to know that you are very detail oriented. And with that, I didn't put this on here, but staying awake. That's why, just making sure that you are awake. No one wants to get on a flight, and one of our instructors said this, and it's the appearance of your sleep, where you sitting there in your jump seat and you dozing off. Now, we want to make sure that people feel very safe. And if you have someone that's dozing off, if you're dozing off in class, what's the likeliness that you may doze off in flight? So you want to make sure that you are awake. And then again, I'm going to go into being well rested. I had that as number 7. But yes, you want to get one. It's going to be so much material coming in advance. So the whole point is, if you're in flight and you may have 3 days, 4 days, whatever, you're on reserve, you want to be rested because your schedule is going to be all over the place. So I have for number 6, you are a representative of the airlines. You're always being watched. You're always basically being interviewed. You are a representative for the airline, and they selected you over thousands and thousands of individuals, whether you partner with the airline that I'm with or a different airline. The way your professionalism, what are you talking about? Are you mindful of your conversations? And you could be walking through the hall. Do you not have make sure your phone is not on speaker, because your conversation isn't for everybody else to hear. Are you well kept? You are a representative of the company. Just know that. So I'll go into more detail about that on another episode later. And each company has a different, vision, everyone's imagery should be professional at all time, but each company has different views on how they want you to represent them. But just use good common sense, would you do certain things that you know is going to be not a great representation of the company. Because once you have your uniform on and you get your wings, you are the face of, most people are familiar with the flight attendant before they even see the captain. You represent that airline. And then let's see, I have study, oh, connect with your classmates. So we have two different shuttles, and you can't switch. We have different times that we have to be up and out the door. And I'm in one group, I'm in the early group, and then there's another group after. I can't choose, decide, and say, I'm going to sleep in 15 more minutes and then catch their shuttle. No. You have to adhere to the time that the instructors have put and trainers have put you into that group. So if you need to get breakfast, get yourself together, you need to be on that shuttle and not holding anyone up. So we have a chat group. Also, the chat group, it allows us to connect and study together. So if we're putting together a study session, you know who to communicate with within the groups that we have. Last thing I have is stay hydrated. So I'm going to turn around this way. This bottle has been filled with water. And I also have another thing of water. I'm going to drink this water. I have it bedside. I've had a little bit more water in here. I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to drink some more water and just make sure I'm staying hydrated. Your body has to get to flight air and changes of altitude, and what else do I want to say? Different climates and things like that. But staying hydrated is so, so important. Today when we did our drug testing, I definitely, I needed to drink water so I can be able to go. So that was one reason. So those are just the bullets that I want to talk about. I will expand upon my YouTube and do different add-ons and things. But right now, I just want to get to, I said it yesterday, to the meat and potatoes without all the bells and whistles. They are nice when you're editing, but I want to give the information that I was seeking when I decided that this was a new journey that I wanted to take. Because someone's out there and trying to figure out, well, what does this look like? Now, keep in mind, I may not be able to share every single day, but whenever I do have the opportunity, because it'll be so much study material. And yes, that is what I'm getting ready to do. I've taken a very long nap, and we have our first test tomorrow, and so I'm going to spend quiet time studying. At this point, I do not have a roommate, and so I'm going to use my quiet time. It's quiet time in our hotel as well, from like 9 p.m. I think to 6 a.m. in the morning. But it's been quiet the whole time we've been here. We have to be considerate of the other guests. Again, we are always being watched. You're constantly the hotel staff. They are familiar with the rotations of all the different training groups. We're not. This isn't the only hotel that hosts flight attendants in training and pilots in training. We also got to see many of the pilots in training as well. So they have a rapport with our company, and so they will let them know if you are doing anything out of line. So you always want to be mindful of what you're doing, how you're representing not only the company, but how you're representing yourself. So I'm going to spend some time tonight and study so I can be ready for tomorrow. I keep looking back over my notes to make sure there's nothing that I forgot. But you all will get some bells and whistles. Right now, I just want to give the real nitty gritty on day one. So thank you. Please hit the subscribe button so you know when I'm sharing, when I upload new content. Please share. Please like. I want to grow my channel. I was all over YouTube, and I'm going to go back and shout out individuals that helped me and get me prepared. Like I have a bag with a whole bunch of pens and sticky notes. One of the young ladies, she shared all the things that she brought to training class so she can be prepared. I didn't want, like, I didn't want a basic notebook. I'm all about motivation and inspiration. So my daddle where I'm writing outside, we've given a tablet as well as another manual, and but this is what I will be using. It says find inspiration everywhere and create beautiful artwork every day. So I wanted to stay in my good energy, and this is where I'm writing, and it's like tons of space. So thank you again, and look forward to seeing you all. And I'll come back, drop a comment if you have a question. I will share as much information as I possibly can. But just remember, if I seem a little like, oh, she didn't share this, whatever, you have to be very mindful of proprietary information and not give out anything that would be a conflict of sharing. So, all right, have a good night, you guys.